What's up, everybody? It is your boy Baddog here with another New York Yankee video. As always, thank you for clicking on the video. Really do appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. That always helps out. Take time to subscribe and ring the bell. That way you'll get an update as to when I go live or when I do a video like this or a Giants video or anything. Hopefully you guys and girls will like, subscribe, and share the video out with a Yankee friend, because the more people that watch, the merrier, right? Let's talk about Josh Donaldson. Why Josh Donaldson is still on this team is baffling to me. Josh Donaldson not getting it done. 8 for 63 this year, a whopping 129 average. And this is a guy making $21.75 million for the Yankees with that kind of production. He's 3 for his last 32, and 2 of those hits came in a blowout loss to Boston when they meant absolutely nothing. Every game he's homer this year, the Yankees have lost. He's hitting 129. He's hitting 211 as a Yankee in his career. And like I said, the man's making over $21 million a year. Why is he still here? Maybe Josh Donaldson could go someplace else and be productive. Because it seems to me that for whatever reason, the Yankee organization, whether it be the hitting coach or the manager or the GM or the analytical department or the front office, playing in New York, whatever it is, ruins guys. Over the course of so many years that I've watched the Yankees, I've seen guys succeed other places, come in here, suck, and then they go somewhere else and they do a lot better. Again, maybe it's the pressure, the bright lights. I don't know what goes on. I don't know what's on in these guys' head. Some people are just not, able to play in New York. It happens. But this is the overwhelming majority on this team. Josh Donaldson is a microcosm of what the Yankee offense is. 8 hits, 6 home runs. And like I said, all of his home runs are hitting a loss. So it's all or nothing. That is complete and utter trash. This man is supposed to be a professional hitter, a professional baseball player, and he's hitting 129. That is absolutely pathetic. Why is he still on this team? He produces absolutely nothing. He never has produced anything for the Yankees. And meanwhile, you got Oswald Peraza down in the minor leagues hitting 292 with 11 homers. Why do the Yankees consistently shove their prospects down and bury them in the minors and keep these overpriced, beyond their prime veterans that produce nothing at the major league level? Why do they do that? Why do they bury Esteban Florial in the minors in favor of Aaron Hicks for so many years? Why are they burying Peraza down in the minors behind a guy who's my age, for crying out loud? He's not quite that old, but you get my point. He's older. He's not productive anymore. He's not producing. They're not winning. Why wouldn't you make a change? Why don't they DFA Josh Donaldson? Or trade him. I mean, maybe somebody would take Josh Donaldson. And wherever he goes, I'm sure he'd do better than he's doing here. Okay? But this is the guy last year that had how many bat flips? Remember that? Don't forget this crap. The dude would have a bat flip for a ball that landed on the warning track or it hit the wall, and he'd get thrown out at second base because he was sitting there pimping a home run that wasn't a home run. This is the type of shit that goes on with this organization. This is why this organization has become embarrassing and lenient of behavior like this. In the Jeter days, in the David Cohn days, the Posada days, the Paul O'Neill days, that dynasty days, when those guys were programmed to win. And even though they knew they couldn't win every game, because that's impossible to win 162 games, everybody knows that. When they lost, they were pissed. Even though they knew they couldn't, they had that mentality. They didn't want to lose. They expected to win every night. Every night they expected to win, and when they didn't get it done, they were not happy. Those guys would have trashed Josh Donaldson. That type of attitude, that type of lackadaisical, the laziness, the shit you see going on in the field with all these errors, the complacency, the utter trash that's going on, you would never, ever have seen that when the team was winning. They wouldn't have that type of leniency. The boss, George Steinbrenner, certainly wouldn't have had that type of leniency, and changes would have been made. Changes would have been made. Maybe sometimes he overreacted a little bit. Hey, I overreact a lot too. Maybe that's why I like George Steinbrenner. But most of the time, George Steinbrenner just wanted to win. That's it. Didn't care about his bottom line. Didn't care about anything. Just wanted to win. I think it was Pete, my guy Pete, that put the little thing up here on him on 60 Minutes. And they said, are you a good loser? Do you like to lose? He said, no, I'm like a Yankee fan. He said, there's many times I've put a foot through my television when they lose. That's the type of owner you want. We don't have that type of owner. His kid's nothing like him. They allow this crap to happen. It's just all goes under, it's all is under Hal's watch. Cashman is the one that has destroyed this baseball team. The reason Josh Donaldson is still here is because of Cashman's ego. Cashman always thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. Brian Cashman thinks, oh, I know better than everybody else. I know what to watch this move, watch that move. A couple of times it works. Very few times, but a couple of times it works. Right? So then he thinks he's this god. He thinks he understands crap. Well, he's not. And baseball has changed over the last 25 years. And he doesn't get credit for any of that part of the dynasty because it was not his. He did not build that. Gene Michael built that. Bob Watson built that. Cashman had nothing to do with those championship teams in the 90s. Nothing. He came in, he started throwing money all over the place because George told him to go throw that money all over the place. Brought in the best players he could, and they didn't win until 2009. And now he's trying to do this stuff himself. It shouldn't be a surprise that since the boss passed away, the Yankees have been no good. Well, I shouldn't say they've been no good. They have not lived up to Yankee expectations. They're not making World Series. They're not improving. They're just kind of stuck there treading water. They're on a hamster wheel. They're just going around in circles. They're not getting much worse or they're not getting better. But these games, getting embarrassed the way they did last night, embarrassed the way they did in Boston, it's becoming commonplace here. This is Yankee baseball. Guys like Josh Donaldson do not belong on this team. But he's only here because of Brian Cashman's ego, because that was Brian Cashman's trade. Somebody said in one of the videos I did, they said Gio Urshela sucks. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Yeah, Gio Urshela got hurt like the day after I made that video, the day before I made that video. But the guy is way better than Josh Donaldson. What are you talking about? I mean, the guy can make contact with a baseball. We don't need to hit home runs. I'm so sick of this home run or nothing approach. I'm so sick of it. And Josh Donaldson, like I said, is the perfect example of home run or nothing. That is not how you win games consistently. Yeah, they took 2 out of 3 against Seattle. And then they got blown out in game 3 because, again, the complacency. We're just happy to take a series. We're just happy to take a series. We don't want to sweep them. We don't have that killer instinct anymore. We don't have that step on your throat mentality and go on a run of winning 9 or 10 in a row. No, we're happy to take. We took the first 2. Relax. We'll just relax. It's funny because IKF comes in and hits a 2-run homer, again, meaningless. You end up losing 10-2 instead of 10-0. But IKF's been one of the Yankees' better players. That is really bad. That is really bad. Guys like Jake Bauers and Billy McKinney. Jake Bauers and Billy McKinney are the guys carrying this team. I don't even want to get into Giancarlo Stanton. I don't know what's going on. He's lost. He's lost. At least Giancarlo takes, accountability for him sucking. And he was having a Hall of Fame career. I don't know what is going on with him right now. Because we know Big G, that dude can look really terrible for 2-3 weeks in a row, and then he finds it and he hits, 9 homers in 2 weeks. That's just the way he plays. But at least he takes accountability for it. But I don't know what's going on with him. Josh Donaldson is an absolute train wreck. And he's been a train wreck. And again, he's just he's a perfect example of what this Yankee team is and why there's a massive problem here. And why nothing is being done about this crap, I have no idea. I still sit here and wonder why these prospects are buried in the minor leagues. I said it in my last video. Either they're not good at the major league level, and the Yankees know this, and they don't want to be embarrassed when they come up and they suck, or they try to overhype them, and then they try to move them to get better players that have been established. But there's better players that are coming in here they've not been good. They've not been good. Rizzo is going through a really rough patch. Rizzo's been good. But it doesn't usually work out for the Yankees, which is very strange. It just doesn't. Because Brian Cashman doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing at all. Again, we talk about the hitting coach. We talk about the hitting. It shouldn't speak volumes that Aaron Judge is his own hitting coach. And Aaron Judge is the only guy in this team that actually hits the damn baseball on a regular basis. And Aaron Judge has the biggest strike zone I've ever seen in my life. And then they expanded on him on top of it. I've never seen a guy called out in so many low pitches below his freaking ankles. And they call him out on strikes. It's ridiculous. The guy's 6'7" to begin with. The strike zone's monumentally huge. And they still expanded the strike zone on him. And he still hits 300. He still hits 60 homers last year. The guy's got massive power. He makes contact when the umpire's not killing him. He has his fair share of strikeouts, but he hits around 300. I can live with this. I can live with the guy that hits 300 and strikes out. I can't live with guys like Josh Donaldson who hit 129 and strike out all the time. That I can't live with. You also take a look at Anthony Volpe. Anthony Volpe's been struggling. Anthony Volpe talked to his guy from in the minor leagues. They talked about hitting, and all of a sudden Anthony Volpe's batting average goes up. All of a sudden Anthony Volpe's approach at the plate is a lot better. How did the Yankee organization not see this? How can they not fix him? How does it take another player to tell him what to frickin' do? I'm so sick of this shit with the Yankees. I really am. And I'm sick of Josh Donaldson. And shitty skunk mullet's ass should not be here. DFA him. Get him off the team. He does absolutely nothing to help you win. It's time to move on. Why he's here, I don't know. I'll never figure this out. I do know why he's here. I said it earlier in the video. Cashman's ego does not allow him to say, you know what, I made a mistake. And Cashman's made a shitload of mistakes. The only difference between him making mistakes and that guy, on the Pirates or the Rays or the A's or the Royals, the Tigers, is that the Yankees can bury their mistakes with money, and they can just use their money to get out of those mistakes. Those other teams can't do that. That's why the Yankees can stay competitive. They'll never win a Super Bowl. Well, they'll never do that no matter what. They can never win a World Series with a team built like this. But they can continue to be competitive because they can continue to outspend those smaller market teams, like I mentioned, and beat their ass and win their 93 games and make the postseason and then never beat the Astros or the Tampa Bay Rays. It's just insane. Anyway, that's all I got in this video. Thank you for watching. Josh Donaldson absolutely sucks, and the Yankees really need to move on from him. It's the Bad Diggy Dizzle. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and I'm out. Peace.